Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be looking at reverse engineering a T-7 Red Hawk. Now, these files here that I have, I did not design these. I got these off of GrabCat, so go over there and have a look if you want these particular files. This one here was a step file, and it looks like it was probably designed in Fusion 360, but I'm not sure because we don't have a timeline down here of this. Now this here's these commands here that I used was just move this around to get it to where I wanted it to be. And so all of these are solid bodies, as we can see already. So like I said, I think this was maybe designed in Fusion 360. And because there's some openings here too, like right through here where the wings come into here and stuff like that. And then this is not being totally round back here, and looks like it's just a little bit slightly off because the wheels seem to be flat across. Let's make sure what I'll do. Okay, we can see that this is slightly to the right a little, and we can take this here and perhaps just move it to the left, this maybe a degree. I don't know how many degrees that was. Let's just go with 1 and see, does that line up better? And it does. Maybe it just needs to be 0.5. Let's go with that. And a little more, or 0.6. Okay, that's pretty much close. And like I said, you can see this is not symmetric here in the back, and this is sort of not symmetric here also. So, but if you guys want this files for this, just go over to GrabCAD and look for this file, and it is there. Now, I don't like reinventing the wheels, so that's why I went over to GrabCAD to see if any of these planes were available that somebody else had designed, and there were a couple of them over there. Again, this was a step file, and it should be able to open up in SolidWorks and Fusion 360. And then they had another model over there of it. And this one's a mesh. And now this was not designed in Fusion 360. This is a very good design of this. Now this here, this other one here, since this is already solid bodies, you can go in here and modify this. So if you wanted to make formers from this, let's say you couldn't open the other file, the mesh file, what you do here, come up to constructor and use an offset plane and use this here, drag this back. Let's say we'll go to here, for instance. Click OK. I believe these are all separate. Okay. Now what we can do here is come up here to split body. This is the body of the split. Go ahead and select that too. And then the splitting tool is going to be this plane here. And click OK. Now this is split. And so what we can do is turn the front off here and then turn these 3 pieces off also. Okay, we have this here. And suppose we need formers of this. To get the former, what we do here, create a sketch on this plane here. Now we're going to use project tool and project all these lines around here. Click OK. Now we finish sketch. And we can turn off the bodies. But as you can see, our former is now here. So let's say we turn these back on. Okay, turn this front on back here. And we'll do another offset plane. Move this one here. Click OK and split body again. This is the body of the split. And we're going to use this there. Click OK. And we have this. Now we turn that plane back on. Turn these bodies off so I can see the plane. Then create a sketch on this plane here. Then use a project tool again. And we're going to project this. So now we can turn the bodies off. And now we have our two formers here. Now to project this, not project it, I mean, I'm going to take and create a sketch on this plane here. Now this is flat up here. This needs to be round. So let's go ahead and cancel this. And turn this plane on. Create a sketch on this plane here. Just sort of missed some of that top when I split this. So what I'm going to do here is project again. Click OK. Let's just use a fit point spline here. Actually, use something else here. I'll use a 3-point arc. Okay, and now we have that there. And that's solid there. I believe this goes all the way over there, and it does. So what I have to do here, I'm going to make this on here also. So what I do is turn this plane on, click this, create a sketch on that plane there, and then we need to project again. And project all these again. and make sure you zoom in to get it all. Now, I don't know why this is not closing, but we'll solve that. And it still didn't close to that, but that's okay. Let's take a look at this. Sort of odd, and I don't know why it's not working, but we'll work. Cancel this and do another way of this. Now, this does not look good at all because of this here. And we just can't loft like that. But no worries. But that's how you go about doing that, splitting this particular section up here. Like that. So we have that piece there and this piece here. So to loft between here to here, just make a straight line. Let's go back here. Look at the sketches. Turn these. We need to make this closest at the bottom here. So what you can do here, create a sketch on this plane here. And as we can see too, this is not even a really good section. This is not centered. So the person who designed this, it's got some flaws to it, but it's still okay to work with. You can see it's slightly off-centered, but it's no worries. Okay, now just come back up here and clean these lines up. Then I want to mirror that line too. And we can see that this here is slightly off to the way the model was designed, slightly off. So now we go ahead and use the loft. And turn all of these off and see what that loft looks like. Okay, now this is messed up too. Turn that off. Okay. Much better loft. So with this, possibly we just cut that in there. Just like that. So that's some reverse engineering here, how to do this. But in my opinion, the best way to do this, go back to here, this particular one. Then switch over to the mesh tools. And here what you want to do, come up to create and create mesh section sketches. This is what we're going to use, and then our section plane. Let's start up here. And do that again. And I'll do one back here. Turn the bodies off. And we have our former shapes here now. And we're going to use offset planes. Oops, sorry, not plane and angle, offset plane. Then I want to put the one there. One there. One there. Click OK. And we're going to do these two. So and create a sketch on this plane here, but we go back to solids. Draw yourself a center line. Now it's locked onto there, but we can move it down now. Let's change that to construction by selecting X. Then use fit point spline. Yeah, this is for the people that want to learn how to do this. Like I said, I don't like reinventing wheels. If it's already modeled, I'll just go ahead and use it. But if you want to model it yourself, this is how go about doing that. Okay. Now create a sketch on this plane here. Again, we're going to do the center line. Change this to a construction line. Okay, and now I make these lines construction lines also. Okay, now this is what we've drawn so far, or sketched. Go ahead and finish sketch. Create a sketch on this plane here. And use project. And project these points. Click OK. And put one more in here just in case I need it. I may not need this. Finish sketch. So our spline cage, change the surface, and we're going to loft. Don't know why it does that, but it does. Loft between here to there. Then we're going to add rails. So click the plus. 1. Okay, I didn't move this one out. Now let's loft that again. Zero this out, clicking that X. And adding rails again, click the plus. finish. All right. And you can see that matches pretty good with that. So now turn this back off here and come up here to create mirror. This is the part I want to mirror. And we have this. Now you can see there's maybe just a slightly out here. Okay. And that looks good. But that's how I would do that. And then I go through the whole plane like this. But then again, you have to make sure, let's see, when you come to places like here, you have to design or think in your mind how you're going to go about doing these types of areas and stuff like that. And it's not really much of a problem. And if you guys would like to see me model more of this, how I go about doing the rest of this, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. But if I get enough interest, I will model more of this airplane for you guys. But when it comes to reverse engineering stuff like this, I prefer to use, say, a mesh file like this. That step file that I got, it was the design of the model is very good, but there's some things that are off with it. In this particular mesh file here, it seems to be really well designed. And once again, I've got these files off of GrabCAD for this. Yeah. So if you have any questions of what I've done here, just go ahead and leave them down in the comments or contact me on my Facebook group or my Patreon site. Both are called CAD Build Fly RC. Go over there and have a look. And if you can, become a paid member over there on the Patreon site. It's only $5 a month, and you have access to all the files and things that I show you guys how to model on my YouTube channel here. So yeah. But again, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And my Facebook group and my Patreon site are both called CAD Build Fly RC. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button also. So catch you in the next video.
Subscribe for more.